Hello and welcome to TheFederal. Right now, the spotlight in Kerala is firmly on the government led by V.D. Satheeshan, and the early political signals, the first criticisms, the first fault lines are already beginning to show. But parallel to that very visible political contest, something quieter and arguably more consequential is unfolding inside the CPIM. An introspection. After the election debacle, the CPIM's response was unusually direct. This is not a party that easily concedes ground. Yet, almost immediately, the leadership opened the doors for criticism. State Secretary M.V. Govindan and General Secretary M.A. Baby made it clear cadres can speak freely. Criticisms are welcome. Even fellow travelers can raise concerns, and that too without fear. And that phrase stuck, without fear, because it triggered a question the party didn't explicitly ask but couldn't avoid. Was there fear earlier? What followed has been even more revealing. From the central committee to the grassroots, the party machinery is now deep into structured review. District committee meetings are largely complete, and the feedback coming out is not routine. It is sharp, personal, and in many cases unprecedented. Cadres are openly criticizing Pinarayi Vijayan and the current leadership under M.V. Govindan. For a party that has for nearly a decade operated with a highly centralized leadership structure, this is a significant shift. Because for years, Pinarayi Vijayan was not just the face of the government, he was the final word within the party. And now, many within the party seem to be saying that the party lost its ability to correct its own government. What is even more striking is that this criticism is no longer confined to committees. Several, including party members, have taken to social media to voice their concerns openly, some of it unusually blunt. In a party known for its discipline, even the question of age is now being raised. Pinarayi Vijayan, who turned 82 on 24th May, is at the center of that debate. The exceptions made for him within the party's otherwise rigid norms are being openly questioned, with some voices going as far as suggesting that he should seriously consider stepping aside. The criticisms cuts across levels. Governance decisions, political positioning, organizational culture, even candidate selection. Take the so-called sidelining of K.K. Shailaja, one of the most popular and electorally successful faces of the party. She was moved out of her stronghold Mattanur, where she had secured a record majority in 2021 and fielded instead in a tough constituency, Peravur, against KPCC President Sunny Joseph. She lost. Within the party, this decision has not gone unquestioned. Many cadres see it not just as a tactical error, but as a clear case of sidelining a hugely popular leader. Her reduced prominence has since become one of the central talking points in internal discussions, and she is not alone in their conversations. Names like K.K. Shailaja, K. Radhakrishnan, and even M. Swaraj are now being discussed more openly, not just as leaders but as part of a possible generational shift. Then there are other flashpoints. The controversy around the candidature of P.K. Shyamala, leader of IDWA, and M.V. Govindan's wife. Defended as a legitimate political choice by the leadership, but still uncomfortable for many within the ranks. And the political proximity that Pinarayi Vijayan maintained with figures like Vellapalli Nadeshan, whose repeated controversial remarks, especially against the minority communities, have clashed with CPIM's stated ideological position. All of this has fed into a broader perception problem, and that perception is now being debated internally, more openly than ever before. There are even murmurs, still informal but persistent, questioning whether Pinarayi Vijayan should continue as leader of the opposition and whether M.V. Govindan should continue as party state secretary. Now, structurally, that's not how the CPIM operates. Committees are elected through party conferences, and the next round is still more than a year away. Leadership is not changed simply because of an electoral defeat. The party's framework is built to absorb shocks, not to react to them impulsively. But what we are seeing now is not just a reaction to defeat, it is pressure from within. And that kind of pressure has its own momentum. Interestingly, the party's central leadership has also not fully signed off on state units' explanation for the loss. The Central Committee has asked for deeper, more granular introspection, going beyond broad political narratives to booth level realities and organizational accountability. That indicates something important. This is not being treated as a routine setback. This is being examined as a potential structural problem. And that distinction matters because if the defeat is seen as cyclical, the response will be limited, minor corrections, tactical shifts, and continuity in leadership. But if the party believes it has drifted away from its base, if internal democracy has weakened, if leadership has become too centralized, then this moment becomes far more serious. What we are witnessing inside the CPM is rare, a tightly controlled, highly disciplined political organization being forced into a moment of self-reflection by its own cadres. The real question is not whether the party is introspective, it is whether it is willing to act on what it is hearing. Because in politics, especially in Kerala, credibility is cumulative.